Psychology facts. 4 signs you're super attractive. What are they? That's for sure what that is. Lime OG. Whoa. All right. There's my I've done a lot there for social media, for the 420 community. The 420 community is ready. Elon Musk, you are a boss. Now, if I were to be Elon Musk, I would have to say that Elon Musk is by far the smartest man on the face of the earth. Elon Musk is probably going to be the first person to turn himself into a large human brain and walking around in the stores. He's going to have a hard time finding a hat for that huge brain of his. Elon Musk, I would like to dedicate my life to making you a hat for your large human brain head. Elon Musk, it has just been uncovered that Elon Musk is a genius among geniuses. These are medicated glasses. I think these are my wife's. These are my wife's. No wonder I was seeing cross-eyed. We've got diamonds in them, and they're gold. They're my wife's. These are like $480 glasses. I'm gonna take them off. They're like $480 minus the gold and the diamonds. That's $2,000. My wife. No, I'm just kidding. Those are like $500 glasses. There's no diamonds. If you believe those are diamonds, woo! Go watch some mainstream media, bud. All right. I bought my wife diamond rings. She doesn't even wear them. So I'm going to start wearing them on my toes. Elon Musk. Now there was a guy. Hope everyone's having a great day. Where I am, it is snowing. What time is it? 8 a.m. Yeah, I wanted to throw a special shout out for an awesome company this morning and just let them know. Wow. Absolutely just let them know. Wow. Now, I've seen a lot of things in my time. A lot. I gotta get in. I get one of them high bays in my life. All right. Yeah, there's a company there's a few companies, but there's a company that I've been, what was that? Saw something there, but I guess it was nothing. Man. Just an absolute fire. Like when I kind of feel like very blessed, I'll say that. Special day today, yeah. It's overwhelming, you know, there's so much going on right now. And this is one of my favorite batches. Wow. Very blessed. Unreal. This smells like a milkshake. I am chopping this up and it smells like a fruit milkshake. Whoa. It smells just like red berries. A bag of red berries. Is a cherry a berry? No. Wow. So, I'm gonna vacuum and finish up here. DJ Ghost 7979. DJ Ghost, where are you from, bro? Happy 420, homie. Hope you're having a wonderful. I am. Sounds like everybody else that I care about is also having a wonderful. I haven't heard from everybody, but it's 8 a.m. It's 10 a.m. Feels like 8 a.m. You're from Michigan? I love Michigan so much. Michigan Wolverines. So I grew up in Winnipeg, and Michigan was, well, you had Spud Webb. I used to watch basketball, in the 90s. I used to be into basketball. And Michigan had one of the greatest young guns teams. You had 4 players. You had Spud Webb. Was it Michigan? I don't know if it was Michigan or not. Now I'm kind of questioning myself. Was it Iverson? Did Iverson go to Michigan? Man, I gotta look up the fun facts on Michigan. What does your green and white land mean? What does that mean? Green and white land. I don't understand that one, bro. Tell me more. I want to be... I went to the same school a few of the Pistons did. One of the greatest is a shorter black guy. A short black guy. Oh, geez, it's bothering me. Who is the greatest short black guy from the Pistons ever? One of the shortest players. He free throwed. He had a great shot. He was like 89%. Man! Everybody wanted to be this guy. When you played basketball and you were a kid in the 90s, you said you were this guy because you were literally the same height as this dude. What was his name? I don't know Joe DeMars. I've heard of him barely. No offense. MSU green and white. Okay. Magic Johnson played for MSU? Wow. Michigan State University. Huh. I slaughter bro's name. I don't really... DeMars. Oh, DeMar. It's D-E something. DEMARS. You did? Wait, what's his name? Joe DeMars. I don't really remember that player. Vaguely. But I'm not... I don't remember a lot of names. That's why. Allen Iverson. No. Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas played for the Pistons, bro. Bro, you don't watch basketball? You ever had a concussion? Maybe you did watch basketball, but you also had a concussion and you forgot Isaiah Thomas's name. I used to say I was Isaiah Thomas, bro. Isaiah freaking Thomas. You talk about the Pistons, but you don't mention Isaiah? Bro! Bro! You're American, bro. In Canada, we have the Winnipeg Thunder. Yeah. Did the Toronto Raptors win the Globe Award? Did the Toronto Raptors win it last year? I don't watch basketball either, bro. Wait, but my grandma was a huge Pistons fan in Chicago. Whoa. Whoa, dude. Me and my ama, which is grandma to you, we watch Chicago Bulls and the Pistons too. I'm not actually making this up. NBA Saturday morning. Sometimes my mama would, I would go watch it in the back bedroom. There's a big floor model TV there, like a 36-inch floor model. And in the living room, there was like a 27-inch Zenith. It was newer. But the floor model in the back room picture was sweet. And I got to watch, I watched the NBC Saturday morning NBA on NBC or something like that. And I'm telling you, man, I used to love watching basketball so much in the 90s. Like I was like 1992, 93, 94, 95, watching basketball. What are you doing Saturday morning? Buddies would be like, hey, what are you doing? I'll be like, what do you mean? You're not watching Michael Jordan? You mean you are not watching the NBA Chicago Bulls take on the LA Lakers this morning. And my buddy had an older brother, and he was like a huge basketball nut. Like we would every day, we had a hoop, we had a driveway, a hoop. We would go get into many fights every day at that driveway. Every day. We only knew how to play Barkley ball. There was about 7 or 8 or 9 of us. And these guys, me and my brother, me and my buddy and were the same age. And then he had 2 older brothers, like way older than us. And they always brought their friends over. Sometimes we'd bring, come, let's go. He's like, no, I don't like, I'm like, you are coming or you are not my friend. And he would come. He'd be like, I don't even like basketball. I'm like, when I pass you the ball, you put your arm up and you dunk it. Stretch. It's like 9 feet tall. 14 years old, 9 feet tall. I called him the Cheese because he ran so slow and he stunk at sports. But I loved him. He was my buddy. I named him Cheese. Man, he got so good. He was in high school. I put that dude under my wing and I taught him. He was a lightweight featherweight. He was like 200 pounds, skinny, 200 pound, 17 feet tall dude. And I was like 130 pounds and 5'4", whatever, when I'm 13. And he's like 19 feet tall. Same age as me. I'm like, dude, put your arm up and dunk it. When I pass you the ball, catch it, and you dunk it. Man, we used to beat the older guys. So they used to come at us with Barkley ball. And we were like, what's Barkley ball? Poof! And we're like, whoa! You're over on the other side in the neighbor's patio. And we're like, oh, that's Barkley ball. You get up, grab the ball. And then you run at the tall guys. And if you couldn't, you'd roll and take them out by the ankles. Like whatever. Barkley ball. Anything you guys ever heard of doesn't count. If you weren't doing spin roundhouse kicks in your Barkley ball, you weren't legitimately playing Barkley ball. Any word this? You think I'm playing when I say this? No. You would not want to play basketball with me. It is not cool. I picture hockey, rugby, and then UFC all melded into one. I am the king of Barkley ball. There was dudes 4 to 6 years younger than me. I had him on the ground crying. We were up 42-0. 6 years older than me, and I'm sitting on the dude. I'm like, geez, you put that ball in the bucket now! And I'm just sitting on this dude's head, just squishing him into the ground. Dodgeball, totally. Yeah, dodgeball in there all day. You did? Yeah, you're telling stories. I don't watch basketball, but my grandma was a huge basketball nut. She had one of them old satellites. Oh, wow, lucky you. With a black chip box. Wow. I gave you the channels for free. Who was she doing to score all those deals, bud? She must have been banging like 6 cable guys. We had to hook up for WWF pay-per-views. You're lucky. In Fort Garry, Cheese, this is hilarious that you say that. I used to go with Cheese to watch SummerSlam. Whatever, like, because I know the years because, well, I only met Cheese at 1991 till 1995 or 6. Like, those are the years. So probably about 92 to 95, we were going to watch SummerSlam in at his uncle's place, and he had the same setup as what you're talking about. But he was the only person that I knew that had that. I don't watch basketball, but my grandma was a huge Piston fan. Oh, yes. Yeah. So when we go to his uncle's, like we'd go sneak out to the shed and then come back in. And his uncle, I think it was at Cheese's grandma's house because his uncle still lived at home. So Cheese's uncle, Cheese's uncle's mom was Cheese's grandma, right? She was so cool. And the uncle was really cool too. Like, he was like the cool uncle that, you know, he let you swear or do whatever you wanted, right? And he's like, he says to me one time, he's like, you blaze, eh? And I'm like, he didn't quite say it like that, but he said something like cool. And I was like, I felt safe. And Cheese told me, he's like, my uncle's cool. So I look at Cheese, and Cheese looks at me and goes like this, and I go, yeah, I Blaze. He's like, don't worry, don't tell my mom. Here. And he opens up and he hands me this. He says, dip in, take a bit. Do you know how to roll? I'm like, yeah. And we're like 13. Cheese is like, we go to the garage, dude. I'm twisting up. His uncle is there. It was so fun. Like, it was so cool back in the day. And Cheese didn't say a word. Cheese didn't say a word. He barely had a puff. He was like blown away that I had made. That his uncle thought I was really, obviously his uncle thought I was really cool. Plus, I rolled better than his uncle. I was 13, and so we go, like, next time we went there, I made sure I brought some, and he's like, hey, you wanna? And I show him mine, and he's like, what the? He's like, where did you get this? I'm like, oh, my buddy's a grower. He's like, what? He's like this. I'm like, that stuff's bunk. He's like, what? You're calling this bunk? And he's like, it's nothing compared to yours. Like, mine's like straight frost. His is like a little brown and a little bit dark green. I'm like, you save that for next time. I'm like, you want to try this? He's like, oh yeah, I want to try that. Baldwin is a little town in Lake County. I have no clue how she got the hookup. I was teasing. But hell, if it wasn't nice for weekend sleepovers. Oh, I'm telling you, what a good memory. We had the pay-per-view channels, and yeah, no access to adult channels. Oh, that's fine. I never watched any adult channels when I was a kid either. I didn't know anybody with satellite. I had heard about people that had seen stuff in school, but I had never seen anything. HBO, I'd seen HBO and MTV. Grandma would pass out. We were teens. Come on now. Oh, you did have access to the adult channels. Wow, lucky you, bro. Look at you go. You're one of those like 7 kids in the high school that like sat atop of everyone else. You're like, yeah, I saw boobs this weekend. What, you mean you didn't see boobs on TV? It's like, no, tell me, what were they looking like? Were they soft? Yeah. Who needs to hit a gas station for Playboys when you had the movie channels for free? Buddy, that was the only thing we had was this guy I knew. Still, he's a really good friend of mine. Maybe that's a bad way to say it then. One of my really good friends growing up. I don't know how it happened. We went over to his grandpa's and there was like a Playboy there or something. And he knew where it was. He knew exactly where this thing was. He's like, hey, Sean, look at this. And I'm like, what? I'm 10, 11, 12, riding a bike, you know? He's like all we did all day was ride bikes, you know, kick soccer balls and ride bikes. Dude's like, hey, when I come to my grandpa's, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. You got any candy there? He's like, yeah, there's lots of candy. There's a candy dish on the table. This is like early 90s when candy dishes were still around. He's like, oh, there's always a candy dish at my grandma's. Plus, she's got like candy in the cupboard. Like, she'll give us like a couple orange candy, chewy candies. Remember those orange soft chews? And they had like sugar around them, and they were like in a little, you had like something like that over there, like old people candy, right? I love that kind of stuff, especially the orange one. Oh my god, old orange people candy. God, chewy orange people candy, so good, so good. So I'm there, we're sitting on the table. He's like, hey, just give me a sec, I'll be right back. I gotta go washroom. So he goes to the washroom. He's like, hey, come downstairs, guys, check this out. And I'm like, oh, hey, buddy's grandma. I'm just gonna go scope out your house. She's like, oh yeah, go ahead, go scope out my house. So, oh yeah, so it's my buddy's grandma, right? So like, I'm chatting with her the whole time. We're having tea. I'm 13, and he calls me and he's like, hey, go check this out. Come here, shh, don't say anything. No talking. Once I open this book, no talking. He opens it. Holy shit, I said. Holy, he's got boobs everywhere. And he's going, shh, 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 keep it down. If they find out, I'm going to get in trouble again. I'm like, again? Like, yeah, the book wasn't in the same spot this time. Quick, look at all the pictures as fast as you can. We didn't know what we were doing, bro. I'm like looking, I'm like, fuck, come on, I can do this. I can make it through the whole book. I can hear the stairs. I'm throwing the book on the ground, covering it up with towels. I'm looking at buddies looking at me. I'm like, what are we gonna say we're doing in here? Washing our hands. Yes, washing our hands. What are you guys doing in here together? Washing our hands and saving energy, saving water. Oh, such good kids, yeah. Better go play outside on your bikes. Yeah, bikes, yeah. And buddy tells me the next day, he's like, yeah, Grandpa found that book on the ground you threw towels on top of. He said, why'd you throw towels on top of the book? It's like, your grandma was coming, bro, and I wasn't getting caught with that in my hand. He said, it's a good story. Good, true. So next week we go there, and for whatever reason, his grandpa is on to us. And he catches us. Mid peeking. I'm like this. I'm peeking. Buddy's holding the book. He's back a bit from me. I'm like, that book reeks. Back up a bit. Hold it still. All right, I can see it. Flip the picture now. Flip it. Go next. We did it, and then all of a sudden, Grandpa walks in, and I'm like, oh crap. He's like, you guys staring at my books and my good books. We're like, yeah. Well, quit it. You guys are too young. And why are two of you staring at my good book? Because Sean doesn't have any at his house. He goes, I literally just start laughing. On the other side of the door, his grandpa is just busting a gut. You guys have a good time. Do not let your grandma see you. So I get out of there. I'm like, we got busted. We gotta go. I go upstairs. I'm red in the face. I'm walking through the house. I'm sick to my stomach. I'm like, is he gonna call? Are they calling my mom? Am I grounded? You know, I'm 13 and a half. I'm like, oh, see you guys. Bye. I go home. I check on my mom. Like, Mom, everything cool? Yeah. You want me to mow the lawn or rake the leaves, or what do you want me to do right now? And she's like, huh? Get out of here. And you got soccer practice? Oh, yeah, I got soccer practice. I gotta go. My God. That guy I have some stories from that dude. Like, I grew up with that guy. Oh, my God. The trouble we got into as kids. Nothing bad, but we got into so much trouble. Like, we didn't hurt people's property. We didn't hurt people's feelings. We didn't hurt anything living. But we were bad kids. Like, I don't even really... And I just know that every day we were doing something we weren't supposed to. Every single day. Did something we weren't supposed to. Every single day. From the time I was 11 till I was 21. 10-year stretch of, like, every day... Breaking the law! I'm not kidding. I ain't kidding. I grew up, and some of the people that I grew up with were big time influencers of trouble. And I was really good at the follow through. Like, some of them were really good at, like, figuring out what was, like, the worst thing we could possibly do. And then I was good at, like, completing said task. Someone would have the idea, and I'd be like, that's a dumb idea. We're going to do it this way, because it's much smarter and we won't get caught. And I'm telling you, we never got caught. We never did anything bad, but I never got caught. Even like when some of my friends got caught, they knew. My name was Voldemort. You're not allowed to say my name. Fuck. I didn't have a dad growing up, so I was already like the man of the house. Like, except for the fact when my mom would, like, totally just tune me until I was, like, 16. Then she stopped tuning me. But, yeah, like, I never got in trouble for anything. Because I was the man of the house, you know? Not to mention, though, I always took care. I always made sure people's feelings weren't being hurt. I didn't hurt anybody or any innocent living things, you know? So everything I was doing was seriously copacetic, which is hard to find nowadays. Most people are hurting or bullying a child or a woman or a weaker man or a weaker person. Your grandma used to make homemade on the weekends in the summertime. We would have a bonfire. It's called a bonfire. It's a bonfire. I don't know where that name came from. It's not a bonfire. It's called a bonfire. Jesus. We had pay-per-view channels and no access. Oh, and access to adults. Yes. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're having a bonfire. My bad. That's a bit of a different type of fire you were having there then. Yeah. Where I'm from in Canada, a lot of people are pretty scared. Canadians are very timid people. Not all of us. Lots. Canadians are scared to speak up. Canadians don't have as much freedom as Americans do. Canadians are taking back those freedoms now every day. And we refuse to allow government agencies or government entities to hold us back from speaking the truth. This channel was designed and created to bring information to create a better tomorrow, period. A healthier lifestyle. Warm the hearts and the minds of those that may have fallen out of touch. Not with reality, but with compassion. I believe there is a lot of room for more growth in the compassionate department. And I believe that we will be one of the first nations to be 100% compassionate again. I very strongly feel that Canada was at one time one of the most compassionate places on earth. I don't know what happened to that. And I wonder how far away China is from being the most compassionate country in the world. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Hopefully we can remember that the businesses we support often have ulterior motives or hidden agendas. Sometimes these businesses enslave us, and we know it and we allow it. We must never again allow us, our people, the people of Earth, to be enslaved. Peace.